interior is.
So anyway, so you can something to talk about.
You're wondering what's in the present, you're going to have to wait. Big reveal later on.
Okay,
Or
so
about halfway through the... Depends on... We could do a 2-hour show tonight.
oh, 2 hour.
Oh,
so
geez,
all right,
we're
we're gonna stick with rock and we're gonna
this.
stick with rock and roll.
We have to go to a commercial break.
And Ticka and I collectively have seen 10 shows this year. 10.
Wow. Really?
10. Yeah.
That goes back to...
Not you weekend division. You probably saw 7. Maybe 6.
Maybe I should keep track.
But anyway, so
Maybe there was some.
so I made a
reason
list
didn't
of
go.
my favorite
Maybe
ones.
I didn't like the band.
And I'll
I'm
start.
weak
I'll
'cause I
start
didn't
from
wanna
number.
go to the band.
We saw 10.
Poor
We saw
attendance.
10 shows, but
I'm
two
weak.
two head artists were on one show. So there's actually 11 people we saw. You got that?
No, I'm not keeping track.
Okay. So the last one I actually saw. Yeah.
Nobody's going to... First of all,
Was Britt Floyd.
I think even our executive producer agreed. Nobody's going to care that much about who we saw. Maybe you could talk about how good the show
Of course
was.
they care. We talked about it all year. Who we
Well, they
went
can
and
go
saw.
back. It's another thing. You can go
they-
back
they-
in like Netflix if you want. I should say this at the end, but I'll say it now. You want to see like Netflix? You can binge watch. You can binge watch and sit down on New Year's Day and watch all of our shows. Put them back to back to
so
back.
number 11 was Britt Floyd. They were good. Britt Floyd.
Did I see them?
No.
So
No. So
I know that.
they were good.
I was a little weak in the knees that day.
The light
I
show
didn't
was
go.
phenomenal. The stage present was
Who the
very
heck is
good.
Britt-
They're licensed by Pink Floyd.
Oh,
and-
wait a minute. It's a
it is
tribute
it is,
band.
but
It's a
they're
tribute
good.
band.
Afterwards, they all came out and met everyone, signed stuff. They got.
Can I ask a question?
I am not exaggerating.
You're gonna go through the list here?
They had more paraphernalia on sale
Losing
than
viewers by the minute.
all the tens of concerts we've seen.
We had 4 views to
So
begin
anyway,
with.
so that.
We just lost 3.
Okay, so that's that one. Number 10, I think, was Steve Winwood. You were there, Steve Winwood?
Yeah, and I will say something about that. One of that.
All right, so
That's
number-
not my favorite. In fact, he's around again. I just saw he's coming back to Foxwoods. That was to me one of my more disappointing ones because it's Steve Winwood. It's like it's traffic. It's what do you call it? It's Steve Winwood. And I've listened to these. What do you call it? It's him with Eric Clapton. I thought it was great. When I went to the show. I've seen one of my favorites was John Fogerty play with his son, and he can still play. The guy's 70 years old. Steve Winwood felt like there was no pizzazz that he just played.
Yeah.
But you like that one? Joe Walsh was another one. I think
he was
It was nice to see him.
He was
but-
number 10. So, number 9 was
You're
Rick-
ranking them in order of you think the best.
Yes.
Okay.
So number 11 was Britt Floyd. Number 10 was Steve Winwood. Number 9 was Ray LaMontagne. He was solo. He did have a accompanist guitarist with him. He was at the Pete Pack in Providence. He was good. He had a cold. He wasn't there.
I wasn't.
He was good.
I wasn't at the bad ones at least.
I like his
I
raspy
wasn't at-
voice.
Maybe I'm picky.
I'm not into an acoustic show per se. He was good. If he came back with his band, I'd probably go see him. Oh, here we go. Number 8, Kenny Wayne Shepherd.
Here we go. Go ahead. You say what you want. Still one of my favorites.
I thought he had some.
I've seen him a bunch of times.
I thought he
enjoy
had
him.
some good licks.
I thought it was one of the better shows. Here's why: because of the event we went to was nice. It was outside. It was a brand new place, and it was a perfect night to listen to music. We just didn't see just him. We saw other people, and one of them was Steve, and he's probably going to bring him up. I'm surprised he's going to bring up his band that was there in the top 5. Am I wrong?
So I
got
thought Kenny Wayne Shepherd was good, but I think he's another.
He's no Steven Stills.
He's another.
That's a little inside
He's
joke.
good. I'll leave it like that.
I said my.
Number 7 was the Fabulous Thunderbirds.
They were all right too. I've seen them do better.
I've seen them many times. Kim Wilson still can do it.
You haven't get to my
But
favorite, so
but
maybe
when you think about Jimmy
we did,
Vaughn,
that was another night
Jimmy
where we
Vaughn.
had fun after. We went across the street
Oh.
and we went. There's a little place in East
Oh,
Greenwich.
yeah.
And we were trying to get Steve on stage. Wasn't that? That was fun.
Yeah, the hotel there.
You have to ask us more about the after show
Yeah,
stuff. But go ahead. We had fun after the
We
show.
went to a bar afterwards, and
It's across the street,
Yeah.
and it was like an amateur night. We tried to get Steve on
Yeah,
stage with
yeah.
a couple of kids. We were in the back. Anyway,
So-
go ahead. Go to the next
but
one.
when you think that Jimmy Vaughn and Duke Robillard played with the Fabulous Thunderbirds, that's
Way
a
back
long
to the
way.
Lupo's days.
That's a way,
Yeah.
way off.
They got some history. It's some local history. That's right.
So number 6, Walter Trout.
Yes, that was when I'm saying I picked that, and I listened to the guy on YouTube, and I didn't know who he was. I looked his history up, and I said, let's go see him. And we went to the Narrows, and it was one of the ones I picked and was one of my favorite. Another one where we played with his son. He gave us a little bit of a history about him, and he's been through the mill with the alcohol and the drugs, and he had he didn't do it too much from a preachy way where he took over the concert and talked too much about it, but I think his major problem, he asked for some money. What was the thing that he was into? Lung cancer? No.
He
had a
donate
transfusion.
organ
Transfer. Thank you. Organ transfer. But he was very good, and I thought it was cool the way he set it up. He said, "We're gonna bring a guy out there, blah blah blah," and it was his son who started playing off stage and came out. Yeah. It was very cool. But that was one of my favorites. Okay. I love that type of music.
Yeah, you're right, and
Steve liked him. I think the rest of the guys.
Number 5 was Government Mule. You weren't there for that one.
I wouldn't go see him. It wasn't because I was weak. But
I've seen Government Mule several times. Warren Hayes
was excellent, by the way. And the more I think about it, being what we used to say, Warren Hayes, he's a blues with guitar virtuoso.
With the Allman Brothers.
He's up there with Clapton. I think is one of the.
Well,
I think so. He's in the top 10.
Well,
maybe not Stephen Stills worthy.
He's
Stephen Stills, a great guitarist. I would never have guessed.
He's renowned. He's good. But
wipe the floor with Stephen Stills.
They're good. I mean, you know what? They're a solid. They're a solid.
Just
rock
with him,
band.
I'd say yes.
Government Mule is just a solid rock band. So
I didn't go to a lot of these.
I got them at number 5. Number 4.
What? Now we're getting to the meat of the.
George Thorogood.
I didn't go to that one either.
You were supposed to go to that one. Is that the one you were supposed to go to?
I don't know.
Yeah, you were supposed to go, and you didn't go at the last minute. Yeah.
There's probably a reason. You look at my back.
So he didn't go to that one either. I've seen George many, many, many times. First time I saw him, believe it or not, it was a little bar down in Baltimore,
I would like
Maryland.
to have seen him. It wasn't because I didn't want to. I would like to have seen him.
I saw him, unfortunately, this time. Actually, the last time I saw him, it was down at the House of Blues in Florida. And
I wasn't there, as usual.
The brothers opened up for him.
Allman Brothers?
No, the guys who do Heaven.
Los Lonely Boys?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
And that's the first
time.
one
One of my. I would have loved to see that.
The first time I seen, really kind of heard him. This was several years ago, and they were good. George, he was excellent. I said, you know what? He can't get any better. He can't be better than this.
I would have liked to see that show.
Well, this show we saw this year, he knew it was at a casino, Foxwoods.
Oh, yeah, it's not the best.
No, it's not the best at all. But he knew where he was. I mean, he actually had lights, and he doesn't have lights. He had lights that said "Bad to the Bone."
Guy, yeah.
Yeah, and he had.
It was a good show.
You know, he had lights. He was very, very, very good. He always talks a lot. He always talks a lot.
Well, that could be
and
distracting, but some people.
But he plays. Right. He plays straight ahead.
Right.
You know, there's no turns.
You know him or you don't know him.
Right. But anyway,
is he in the Hall of Fame, by the way?
No.
Should he be in the Hall of Fame? Borderline. I think
you know what?
I like him. I vote for him. Oh, I don't have a vote. I'm not special. I don't have. He does.
Okay.
Okay.
So you want to kill that anymore? All right, number 3.
Keep going. Finish this up here.
Thank you. Number 3.
We got another segment.
Dave Alvin and the Guilty Ones.
Now that was my favorite. I'll say it right now. That was my favorite of the year. I still put it because of Steve. I still put that CD on. He makes a CD every time we go to see a show. This man does his music, and he puts in the work. But that is still my favorite. And I still hear it, and I'll put it on all the time. And I want to hear that. I play more because I knew of him.
Yeah.
Way back when him and his brother. What was the band?
The Blasters.
The Blasters. I remember them way back from the living room in Providence when they were kids. They're probably our age, maybe a little younger. But he's got this rock and roll. It's another guy with a rock and roll.
He plays Americana music.
Yeah, but Americana? What is that? You know, it's almost from Merle Haggard to what? To
Blasters.
The Blasters.
Yeah.
And everything in between. I just like it. He's got this raspy voice and
yeah.
He was good. He can play. He can play.
He can play. And his band could play.
His band's got a woman's playing drums.
Yeah.
And his older guy playing, and
guitar,
they're good. And they're like a band. That's one of the things. Some of these guys come out and they play. You can tell they haven't practiced that much. He's got a band, and they go into a song, and boom, it's like they've done it a million times, which they probably had, and they were tight.
Yeah.
To me, that's
they were
important.
tight. Oh my Lord.
That's my number 1.
Okay, number 2, the Yardbirds.
Wow, I'm surprised. What the heck is number 1?
So the Yardbirds were phenomenal.
I got some pictures that he probably still hasn't seen.
You don't.
This is personal.
You can't recreate that sound. You just can't do it. There's only one original member, unfortunately, the drummer Jim, and afterwards I was able to get his autograph.
I got pictures of.
And
I got pictures.
I got
I'll
all
show you.
I got all the band's
I'll put it in the
autograph,
show.
and I talked to him about it, and they were good. Johnny A was playing lead guitar for him this time.
They were good.
They're just a British blues.
And they were in the right place where you could sit, literally, like he said, just talk to them as they went by. We go to the Narrows, which is a nice place. It's small, and we see these bands, and I think that's a good part of it. Pretty good seating, you're pretty close. And the other thing is, we got pictures of Steve walking up and asking autographs and talking to the guys, and that's, in your point, I imagine that's pretty cool.
Yeah, it was.
We're standing at the way, we're ready to leave, but the other guys were all, 60-year-old men, we're tired, we want to go home. And I don't know where he is going. Literally, the guy, he didn't say, I'm going to go right back. He's just gone. And I said, well, I know where he is. And I got to go up. He said, you guys go downstairs, it's raining out, whatever. Right in the car. He's gone. He's got albums and T-shirts and one. He's on a trip. He's like, please, I might.
Yeah. Well, they were phenomenal.
Parade.
They
were good.
You just can't capture that sound. You can't. All right, number one.
That wasn't number one. I would have picked that as number one.
Robert Randolph.
This is the guy. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Steve.
He was second on the bill to Kenny Wayne Shepherd, and he stole the show. He blew away the show.
But,
now the reason why I said it is because I'm telling you, when it was playing, I was so happy.
Who was on the bill? Who was the main one on the bill? I think
Shepherd.
Okay.
And but he just did some arrangements. And he was happy. His presence was phenomenal. He did a Hendrix songs. He did a black.
He plays steel guitar.
Yeah, sitting down most of the time. Well, and he did a Black Sabbath. He did Black Sabbath into and
he did a Black Sabbath song.
Oh my Lord! But it was just. He was the best. He was absolutely
really.
The
I would have
best.
thought the Yardbirds. I knew that might have been second or third, but I would have thought you would have picked the Yardbirds.
You want to see a good video? Go to YouTube and see Robert Randolph with the Dave Matthews Band.
Dave Matthews.
Go see that one. Oh lordy, 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 lordy.
Well, I'm thinking now maybe we go to a little commercial break. If you want to sponsor the show, maybe we should put those things up. Imagine we had sponsors. Then we'd owe them something. Don't say this, and we don't know if we want to do that. Anyway, we're going to take a little break right now. Maybe we'll come back and Steve can open Santa's little present here. So, if you want to hang around, which I hope you do, see us in 2 minutes. Part two. Here we are back and back from our commercial break here. Merry Christmas, everybody. And since it is Christmas time, I like to present the little present I brought. It was out front here. I guess Santa was a little early, and I found this on the stoop in front. So I'd like to make sure Steve, he can open it now since we're.
I can.
Yes, you got to. Fans are all been waiting to watch half the show. I told them it's going to be on. This is your reward for watching part 2. It's from Santa.
Oh.
Just show them what it is here first.
Am I gonna know what this is?
Steve asked if he's going to know what this is. Look at that. What the heck is that?
What is it?
It's a little juicer type thing. A little. Steve was trying to get it to shape. Maybe we want to do a little work. Let's open it up. It's more in there than.
Okay.
I don't have my knife with me. I don't know. I have my knife. Give me that. Don't worry about the box. There you go. I'd do it, but you need them. This is where the strength is. A weak individual.
How we doing over here?
We're doing fine. Get out of the way. Let a real man do it. There you go. Weak individual.
Is what's in the box on the front?
Just open it up, will ya? Don't you love all that stuff when you throw it out on Christmas? All this wrapping and everything. Oh my God, what's inside? Go ahead, show them what it is. We had talked about this, and I had promised Steve a couple of times that I have tons of albums. I don't have anywhere to play them. They're sitting collecting dust. And I thought, I made a promise to Steve, maybe I'll just give them to you and put it in your library. He appreciates them. So I figured this would be a good way to start. This is a start. And if you're good to these albums, you may get, Santa may be good to you next year. Anyway, Merry Christmas.
Bob Dylan. Someone else you should look up, Roy Buchanan. Great blues guy.
I didn't do this randomly. I made a...
Yeah, great blues guy. Unfortunately, very depressed. He hung himself in a jail.
Had the blues.
But you
really
want to look up the Messiah and Pete's Blues. So the Messiah. I'm not a big Elton John fan.
I'm not either. That's why you get the album. I think I'm going to get my best albums right away.
I'm not a big Elton John fan.
It's a classic album, though.
Early.
Tone that down.
Early Elton John obviously is very, very, very good. So I thank you. Rocket Man's on this here.
Yay! Oh, Donald. What? You like that one? I know he'd like that one. That's why it's last.
Hot Tuna.
Not one of my favorite things, but I know Steve.
Yeah, I like Hot Tuna a lot.
Really enjoy.
They're actually coming. I don't think they came yet.
No, they're coming. I think
but they're coming. They're coming.
Locally.
It's an acoustic show. So
who's alive? Isn't one of them recently?
Well, it'll be Jack Cassidy.
Now, how can a Jack Cassidy story? Tell me if it's true. You see Jack Cassidy, he's got the long hair, and he's got the little bandana. Somebody said that he actually tattooed that bandana. You gotta look this up, folks. On his forehead. I may be wrong.
Well, if he did he took it off because now he
doesn't have that.
White hair is much short. Anyway, he's coming and he's going to come with, and I apologize for this here, but Joma will be with them.
Why apologize for him?
Well, because I skipped his. Thank you for embarrassing me. I skipped his last name.
Oh, nobody cares.
The people care. You should know it. Anyway, they're coming to East Greenwich, and they were in the Jefferson Airplane.
Yeah.
So and Hot Tuna is just a super.
But anyway, that's my that's Santa's present to Steve. Just the beginning of my transition to, and it was a little bit,
5 years ago.
Emotional for me. Well, it took me that long to make.
5 years ago, he said.
Wasn't 5 years.
Do you have a?
No, 5 years ago. We've talked about
do
it.
Do you have a? I talk. You listen. Do you have?
I talk. You listen.
Do you have a working?
I'll turn the camera off. It's mine.
Do you have a working record player?
Hold my executive producer. I went out of.
Do you have a working record player in your house?
No.
All right. There you go. So 5 years ago.
So he deserves these records.
No, this is what he said. Wasted. You know what? I'm gonna give you my record collection.
Yeah, it was me.
5 years ago.
It wasn't 5 years.
And I said, all right.
Matter.
I said, all right.
So it was
all
10
right.
years ago.
Thank you, because I know some of the gems he has. This is the first time I seen him 5 years later.
Maybe I'll take them back.
So, but anyway, thank you. Thank
You're
you very
welcome.
much. Enjoy the free beer.
I just paid for it with 5 records. If I bring 5 more, do I get another beer?
So,
unless you have something else to.
No, that's it. Well, we are going to a show at the end of the month, though. We are going to see A Christmas Carol.
Oh yeah, I was thinking rock and roll. You're right.
Yeah, we're going to go. This ought to be a night because, as you know, we meet the last Thursday of every month. It's like
Right.
7 of us we meet, and we have a Sinley night. But anyway, Sinley, is that a word? Sinley?
I have no idea. Go ahead.
And but anyway, we're going with our wives. So there's 6 of us are going, so it'll be
Social
12,
gathering of the
12 of us, and we're going to go out to nice dinner,
Yeah.
fine dining,
And
then we're
Steve
going
with the tickets and arranged it right
and
across the
we're
street.
going to
Very nice
go.
job. The show is supposed to be excellent.
But we had a lot of help.
Classic.
Chinch actually thought of it.
Yeah, it's always a community effort.
Yeah. So, and we're going to be doing that. So anyway, for Ferr and my friend who I love dearly.
No, let's not get too.
happy New Year's, Merry Blessed Christmas to you all, and we will see you next year.
Couldn't have said it better.
And keep rocking in the free world.
Keep on rocking in the free